You're listening to the BNI Effect, the podcast for Brisbane entrepreneurs who believe in givers gain. I'm Tony Meredith, and ordinarily I'm a business coach specialising in sales and leadership. But today I'm your host and fellow BNI member. In this episode, I chat with another Brisbane BNI member to explore their biggest wins, biggest lessons, and how you can get the most out of your BNI membership. This is episode number 109, and today's guest is Jase Pashley from Customised Travel Management. G'day, Jase.
Hey Tony, how are you?
Really well. Thank you for being here. Hey, what's the best referral you've either given or received through BNI?
Best referral. I was actually visiting another chapter in my region, and the business broker in that chapter was looking for soft introductions to accountants. And pardon me. And after the meeting, I went up and said, "Oh, have you already met our accountant?" And she said, "No." So I did the soft introduction, and that was that. And about a week or so later, they contacted me and spent almost, 30K in travel. It was amazing.
Wow. Wow. That
Yeah,
is truly the power of BNI.
yeah. Just wasn't expecting it at all.
Well, and that's a beautiful thing, right? When you give without expectation, that's where the magic really does kick in. When
Yeah.
did you first discover BNI, Jace?
I came across it online briefly, but after when I read a few things, I kind of just pushed the next button because I saw the cost that was involved, and I just wasn't sure if I was wanting to spend that amount of money on something that I actually didn't understand. And it was also mentioned to me by a colleague, and but I remembered seeing BNI, recently, and I just kind of left it as oh yeah, that's a good idea. Didn't really do anything about it at the time.
How long ago was that, mate?
Last year,
Last year? Okay.
last year, yeah,
Yeah, all right. And so
yeah.
then you decided to pull the trigger and go along. What was that first meeting like?
Well, the property buyer's agent in our chapter, Melinda Granzian, I was actually cold calling, and I called her business, and she didn't actually answer the phone at the time. But I was feeling brave that day, so I thought I'd just email a capability statement through anyway. And she called back within, I'd say, a half an hour or so, basically saying, "You need to come to this meeting. I think you've actually got something really good here." And so I went to the meeting, really enjoyed it. Was still concerned a little bit about the outlay, but something was telling me that I was going to get more out of this than spending the same amount of money trying to figure out social media ads.
Yeah, absolutely. And
Mm.
so, how long into your journey then did you discover that or realize that BNI was going to be beneficial for your business, Jace?
I worked out pretty quickly that I was never going to be great at cold calling for starters, but after getting settled in the chapter and doing the MSP, that BNI was basically my version of cold calling. The only difference really is that, when I walk into a room, technically, the leads are already warm. Just got to gain their trust, and I also love that sense of community as well when you walk into any chapter, to be honest.
What is it that you consistently do that brings results?
Turning up and being visible. One of my favorite things to do are one-to-ones, and yeah, and to be able to get them, obviously, you need to turn up, you need to talk to people, organize your one-to-ones, and just hearing or knowing that what they've actually done and went through themselves, knowing that these BNI legends went through the same thing or experiencing the same similar things that I am or have. And most importantly, listening. So I don't want to miss out on some, amazing knowledge or be able to pass on something that, another member might need in the end.
It's an opportunity to build a deeper relationship, isn't it? The one-to-ones.
100%, yeah.
So that's what you do well. On the flip side, what are some mistakes that you see other members make that perhaps holds them back, Jace?
Uh, Not trusting the process, I've noticed. It's there for a reason. And most important, and if you're not listening, you will miss out on something. That because you're too busy either thinking about something else or, you know, not not putting the effort in.
I say follow the system and trust the process. The system's been around for 41 years. It works for a reason, 350 odd thousand members globally. So clearly it works, and it's about just trusting the process.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's have a chat about you now. So, your business, Customised Travel Management. Why
Mhm.
don't you tell us a little bit about your business and the services that you provide?
Well, we specialize in corporate leisure and group travel with a focus on down-to-earth service with, real relationships, tailored solutions that actually make a difference. It's about making your journey seamless, secure, and successful.
And how long have you been in business for, Jace?
We only started trading last year, but I've been in the industry for 18 years this year.
And what was it that prompted you to go out on your own?
Um, So pre-COVID, I was working for one of the big TMCs or travel management companies, and obviously, when the borders closed, we all kind of got let go. Found my way back in fairly quickly, but the company that I was just recently working for, they had a bit of shift in management, and the values just didn't align with mine anymore. And going in and starting customized was always on the cards. It just actually accelerated the plans. So here I am, and I'm really happy that it's been well received.
Good on you. What makes your business different?
Well, in today's world, it's all about tech. But as I said, I'm bringing back good old-fashioned down-to-earth service. The kind where you know who you're talking to, where someone's paying attention to the little things and has you back when plans don't go as thought as such. I like to get to know the business and their idiosyncrasy. Everything from what the goal is, understanding why and how their teams travel, or just being ready for when plans change because they always do. And then, like in relation to our leisure clients as well, there's always a great story as to why they're going to that destination, and why what they like and don't like when traveling. So that's the difference that I'm bringing to the table.
What's a common problem that your clients face, and how do you solve that?
That's easy. That's time. So many
Mm.
business owners who juggle, who are currently juggling bookings or chasing invoices, managing last minute changes, or just trying to keep costs under control, all on top of everything else that they're already doing. You know, um, you learn pretty quickly, travel's not just about booking the flights and sending the itineraries.
What's a hot destination at the moment, Jace?
Japan, 100% Japan. Like, I would probably say, the Middle East has had a little bit to do with it. Hopefully that gets sorted soon. But yeah, no, the best way to go anywhere into Europe at the moment is obviously through Asia. But I've seen such a spike in Japan. Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
it's
it's the hot spot at the moment,
it's
hey?
definitely the hotspot. Yeah.
Who's an ideal referral for you right now, Jace?
Really, anyone who loves travel, values expert planning, time saving, which include business owners or employees who are looking at either changing their current travel provider, or who the ones who booked their travel themselves, or and want better support, smarter booking and access to business rewards, with families, friends, and couples who also love to travel. Organized groups is another one, good one that we do. Like that could be like a sporting club going on a club trip, or even work incentive trips as well.
Fantastic. Let's play a little word association game now. I'm going to say a word.
Sure.
You're going to give me your immediate responses.
Mhm.
So the first word is networking.
Learning,
Referrals,
trust,
success,
happiness.
coffee.
Yes, please.
I just had some. I do the podcast in batches, and I had the previous two ladies were both anti-coffee. So there you go. Thank goodness. I'm a
Uh,
lover of coffee. Giver's game,
Ripple effect,
sport,
AFL,
team,
Lions, of course,
the mighty Brisbane Lions, and BNI.
community.
I like it. If you could give one piece of advice to someone who wants to grow their business through networking, specifically BNI networking, what would it be, Jace?
Give it a go. You've got absolutely nothing to lose. I mean, and if you like people, Learn to follow and trust the process. You can't lose, even if you're not a fan of speaking in front of a lot of people. I couldn't think of a better place to work on becoming a great speaker, and it's in front of people that want to listen to you as well.
Yeah, and certainly when you talk about that, people not wanting to speak in front of others, and I understand why you say that. I hear that a lot, see that a lot. But I know that one of the things around BNI is it provides an opportunity for personal growth, personal development. And like you said, every week you've got to speak twice, and initially people may feel a little daunted by that. But as you said, the more you do of something, the better you become. And I've seen over the years many people who start off very nervous and anxious to speak, who, after a period of time have got it down pat. They may never be public speakers, but they're certainly proficient. They can hold their own, and ultimately they can have great conversations with their prospects or, their fellow colleagues.
Yeah.
What's one exciting thing that's happening in your business right now that you'd like the viewers or listeners to know about, Jace?
Earlier, yeah, actually, earlier this year, we went live with a new travel app that helps manage our clients' trip itineraries, which keeps everything in the one basket as such. And apart from that, it automatically advises our clients of any time changes, actually, and even gate changes if applicable, and as they happen. And they can even actually direct message us through the app instead of trying to call or wait for an email to be seen. It just makes it easier than having half a dozen different PDFs stored on your phone or printing them out as well. And it's actually the one techie thing that I do get excited about because it actually adds to the customer experience and gives back to the client during the trip as well.
Well, having it all together, that one-stop shop, having all of my itinerary just together makes absolute sense. So very exciting. Jace, how can listeners learn more about your business or get in touch with you?
Well, they can contact us either by email or through the website and phone. But I myself, I'm on LinkedIn. Just look for Jase Pashley, and then we're also on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok with the handles Customised Travel AU. And I'm always up for a one-to-one, by the way.
Amazing. Thank you, Jace. Really appreciate that. Hey, that wraps another episode of the BNI Effect. Many thanks to today's guest, Jase Pashley, for sharing his insights with us and showing us what's possible in BNI. If you're a BNI member, perhaps there's a tip or two that you could implement over the next week. And if you're a visitor to BNI, I hope you've seen how powerful this community really can be. Subscribe to hear or view more real stories from Brisbane BNI members. And until next time, give more, trust more, grow more.